So, as promised, I have returned today to do the next stream for JoJo Part 5, this one being chapters 31 to 33. Kind of thought to myself, you know what, I might just cut some of Nanuncia's actual kind of arc into two, because... Oh yeah, that's working fine. Because I actually found out Nanuncia's arc is the last arc which has any color scans in it. So I actually have to kind of cut this into three, kind of cut it into two. But I'll cover 3 chapters, which are what's left of the actual kind of what's it called? The color scans, and then once that's done, I go back into the normal scans. So that's how I'm doing things. So it'll be 3 chapters this stream, and next week it'll be 5 chapters. I think that's how it's going to go down. I believe. That's how I'm looking at things right now. I think it's going to be 5 for next week and 3 this time. So I think that might be the best way of doing things. I don't know, but that's how I see it. Hopefully that actually makes sense. Because otherwise, I don't think it would be right for me to actually kind of cut it, if you get what I mean. Kind of do all the arc and then cut straight into the actual kind of non-color scans. That would be kind of jarring. So better to cover it this way. Anyhow, hopefully, I'm going to check something, because I don't trust Google Hangouts. Not Hangouts, I mean, I don't trust, no, I think it seems to be working fine still. Cool. I was saying, I don't trust not Google Hangouts live stream now, because I feel like it's going to do something bad, but no, everything's working fine. So anyhow, let's actually get on with this stream, and my bloody taskbar is going to disappear. There we are. So anyhow, let's actually get on. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. I'm actually wanting to get there so badly. That's why the hype is real right now for Part 7. I really want to get to Part 7. But Part 5 has been so freaking good so far. I actually quite like it. Actually, one of the stronger parts I've actually had in a long time. I mean, it's on par. It's almost on par with Part 4. I think maybe the beginning of this so far has been on par with Part 4. I quite like it. So hopefully the next arcs are even better. So anyhow, let's start with, I believe it's called Nanuncia's Aerosmith. So let's begin with page 2 now. So Nanuncia's Aerosmith Part 1. So the criminal organization Passione. Alright, so boss villain. Right. So Pericolo, so ordinary officer trusted by the boss. Freaking hell, like this is like Joe Star lineage right here. Okay, so we've got a gang. So we've got Bucciolati, Abriccio, Mister, Fuga, Nanuncia, and Giorno. We're small-time thugs right now, but we'll expand our influence and rise up and up through the ranks. So if they come kill them. Traitor team villains, members count unknown, but are stand users without a doubt. So then that kind of goes to Trish. She's got to know something about the boss. Even if she doesn't, she still makes a good hostage. And then you got the whole thing with the gang, which goes, we've got orders to guard her, and we'll put our lives on the line to protect her without fail. Which then the actual gang goes towards, and we're bad guys too, but selling drugs is over the line. We'll find out his identity on one of these days, which then goes back to the traitors, which then will overthrow the boss and take all of his drug money for our own, and then it goes back down from them to I'll find and dispose of you all. There we are. That's the whole entirety of that, explained in a very driver way of doing things. Right. Hey, look, we actually are getting done here, kind of very prominently. So let's see. So past this spot, then here, then I guess I come to this street, then head in the opposite direction. Good. You can do it. You'll be fine. The food and stuff we'll need all on that list. And here's the car keys. You listen. You listening, Nanuncia? Not even the winemakers out in those fields know there's anyone living in this secret hideout. Once you're done shopping, first drive the car in circles again and again and again. And try and make a sudden U-turn. You'll need to make sure nobody's following you. And to be safe, we've left another car in a parking lot in town, so switch over to that before you come back. Nobody's caught on that we've got the boss's daughter up on the second floor, but on the off chance that someone's trying to find us, the worst thing we can do is let them follow us here. Understand? We'll go shopping sooner or later, but we can't let anyone know about this secret hideout. Yeah, I got it already. Quit blabbering and just leave it to me. Alright, then repeat the steps I mentioned back to me. Once I'm done shopping, I'm supposed to drive around and around the vineyard. Ow, what was that for? Don't give me that ball. Don't do it again from the start. When I'm done driving, I've got to keep my eyes from wandering around. He's supposed to be younger than me. What was that for, Aureo? Tell Fugo to quit stabbing me with that key. I just don't think we should let him go shopping. What Fugo does or doesn't do with that key is none of my business, but even if we were told the Nuncia's stand ability would make short work of him, even if we were being told, an Nuncia's stand ability will make short work of him. That's what Bucciolati wants him to go. So all I've got to do is make sure nobody's following me home. Oh, dang it, I pressed the wrong button. Everything's working. I thought maybe my mic wasn't working for a second there. No, it was. Weird, something's not right. I haven't seen any cars that look like they're trying to chase me. But something feels strange. I've got a bad feeling about switching off to the Fugo. I've got a bad feeling about switching off to the car Fugo set up. Well, that's a real shame, isn't it? Taking your sweet time, aren't you? Where are you heading? Well, aren't you? There. Oh, it's that dude from last time. Oh, okay. Huh? Menacing. That's what they are. Scene, aren't you? Where are you headed? Where are you headed? Someone trying to follow you? The hell do you want? Where were you? Get out of my car. Whoa, you're scaring me. That's a real shame. I'm supposed to be the guy asking questions here. It's pretty rude to answer a question without question. It's pretty rude to answer a question without another question, bro. Shut it. Who the hell are you? Didn't I tell you to get out, f-hole? Damn it, this guy's trouble. Ow, my throat is killing me now. He's been following us. Our car's probably not been blown just yet, but he's looked into us. Is he a stand user? That's a real shame if you're not gonna answer, then I'll have to explain first. I'm for Maggio. I'm a part of the gang. There's something I want to ask Bucciolati. Anyways, yesterday Polipod died, but then Bucciolati, Fulgo, Aureo, Mister, and the rest of your crew went off the radar. So where'd you go? And why? It took me long enough to find you. Do you know where you are? Hell if I know. I'm not a pager, you see. I'm looking for a restaurant or something. So this car, it's a rental car, right? Borrowed. In Bucciolati's name. I just followed this car from there. But what are you doing in this car? Bucciolati usually well, I'm sorry, I didn't realise. I'm sorry. My mistake. Clear my throat a tiny bit. But Bucciolati is usually our driver. I'm only 17, so I don't have a car. That's why we rented one. So you getting out or what? So, did you hear about Polypor's corpse? The Undertaker had a pretty hard time figuring out how he was supposed to cremate him. I mean, how are you supposed to stick that body of his in a furnace anyway? I guess you have to I guess you have to chop him up real fine, right? Yeah. Ah. That's a real shame. Why the hell didn't you go to an officer's funeral? Talk, Nanuncia. If it's impossible to tell you, I'll just have to make you sing. Okay. Alright. Son of a... What? What is that? You're effing dead. You're a stand user, just as I thought. All of you are. Aerosmith. Oh man. I'm gonna go play Guitar Hero now. God damn it. This guy looks dangerous. I'd only just slashed his cheek. Will my stand effect make it in time? I've just got to make sure nobody follows me back. I'll complete my mission. Ooh! Ooh! Okay. Alright. This is getting pretty good. It's getting pretty good. We're covering 3 parts though, which actually kind of sucks. So it's gonna be one of those things that it's gonna be like, yeah, it's really freaking good. I've got to wait until next week to find out what happens next. So Nanuncia's Aerosmith Part 2. God effing damn it, you're making me bleed like crazy. Aerosmith seems really freaking cool, I ain't gonna lie. F you, I'm gonna kill you. Kill you. Nanuncia's Aerosmith Part 2. Aerosmith. Oh shit, his aim doesn't seem that great, but he's a total nutter. He's just mindlessly firing away, and that's bad news for me. Now that I'm cooped up in this car. Whew, Christ, my throat is killing me now. A bomb? No, he didn't. I've got to hide. Damn it, I've got to get out of this car and lay low. I use my ability just like when I started tailing him. Let's see how you like this, and this, and this, and this, and this. It reminds me of that mini game in Street Fighter 2 that used to beat up the car until it exploded. I mean, probably some people actually remember that a little tiny bit. I think they brought it back recently, actually. They brought back the original mini game from Street Fighter 2 that you actually used to beat up the car, and I think it was in Street Fighter 5. They brought it back. And this, and this, and this, and this. Die, bitch. Oh. There goes his shoe. Damn it, that hurt. Is he dead yet? He's gone. Where did he go? We would appreciate his actual just his pose. Like, we've got to appreciate the pose, the JoJo pose. It's like, it's one of those things, it's cemented in history, the JoJo pose. Even on the brink of possible demise, the characters in JoJo still pose like pros. It's just law, If you ain't got a good pose, you ain't going anywhere. That's what I say. I shrank myself. That's my ability, little feet. That's a real shame. The other guys say it's worthless. Well, whether it's worthless or worthful is all up to how you use it. And that is true. Truth. The villain speaks the truth. It's not how, it's the way that you use it in the end. That's what matters. Who would have known JoJo speaking the truth? As always. Can't argue with that. Okay. Alright. What the hell? He's gone. Shit, something's up. Where did he go? It's just like when he got into my car. It was like he appeared out of nowhere and he's gone back to nowhere. Oh, really? Wow. I had no idea. Actually, I had no idea. That's actually kind of cool. Here, go search all you want. I didn't need to get hasty. I think I just hide here for a while. That's awesome. A woman? He's bought woman stuff, stockings, and rogue named Bran Rogue? And rogue named Bran Rogue? Who's he shopping for? His mum or his sister? No, women aren't too picky to leave fashion to anyone else. They'll buy that themselves. If they're making a guy buy it for them, then there must be a reason they can't leave the house. I'm on the trail. I've almost made it to the thing I'm looking for. Sometimes there's some things in life you just can't believe. That's probably one of them. To think he'd be the one that leaves no doubt that Bortolatti is the one guarding the boss's daughter. In that case, I'll make Narancia tell me where she's hiding. I'd say it's about time for it to take effect. I'll admit that this worthless power of mine needs some time to take effect. What was that noise? Did you hear that? Where did it come from? Pull back for now, Aerosmith. Aerosmith. I never know if I'm actually pronouncing Aerosmith or Aerosmith incorrectly. Is it a matter of preference how you pronounce arrow? I'm not too sure. I always wondered that because some people pronounce it Aerosmith and some people pronounce it Aerosmith. I know it's spelled arrow, but I think some people actually pronounce it arrow. No idea why. I always wondered that. The bastard, he's got to be nearby. Chances are he'll keep following me around if I don't smoke him out and kill him with Aerosmith. But I'd better get away from here. Now that these people are gathering, my stand can't attack in a crowd. Huh. It's interesting. What? The bleeding has stopped already? That was fast. I thought it went plenty deep. Oh, it went pretty deep, but maybe not as deep as I thought. The knife. It can't be my knife. It can't be my knife. It's the wrong size. My knife isn't this big. So where did my knife go? Oh man. Goddamn JoJo, make me go listen to music after this. I've got to listen to Aerosmith after this now. Whew, it's freezing cold in my room right now. I have to constantly rub my hands actually warm up slightly so they feel like icicles. Alright. This shoe, not mine either. It's the wrong size. It's way too big. Where the hell's my shoe? Weird. This seat. It doesn't feel right. My feet. I can't reach the pedal. I'm too short. The seat's huge. I can't see through the windshield. What the hell is this? I can't... What the hell? This isn't my car either. Where the hell did my car go? Is this guy retarded? Get a clue. You've shrunk, an idiot. My stand's finally taken effect. Everything on you shrunk too, but your knife and your shoe fell off and stopped shrinking. Keep on getting smaller and smaller, then it's torture time, Narancia. Once you're all shrunken, I'll make you spit out where the girl's hiding. The battle's already begun, and it's too late for either of us to back out now. Oh, damn. Are these really my knife? Are these really my knife and shoe after all? Then, you're already too short to drive, Narancia. Oh! Didn't miss anything. Christ, I've got to go and... Oh no, didn't miss anything, cool. The good old original scan's telling me whether or not I miss anything. Oh great, the advert's taking effect now, it's kind of crashing the whole entirety of Chrome. There we are, good, we're back. Alright, so that's actually, I think this is actually the final part of today's stream, I think. Is this Narancia's Aerosmith part 3? Yes it is. I think we're making good time as well. Yeah, I think this is actually the final part for today, because I actually have to actually have to cut this one short because of the color scans. Because anyone was wondering, oh, why is it so short? It's because the color scans finish off this chapter. So I thought maybe it might be better for me to kind of just keep them separate, if you get what I mean. In essence, just kind of have the color scans as one stream and then kind of go into the normal scans the next stream. I think that might be the best way of doing things, personally. Alright, let's get on with this then. This was the reason Ancia joined Passione. Ancia's Aerosmith, Part 3. Full name, Ancia Full name, Ancia Alright, break this down. Giriga, that's how we do it. Aureo, born 1984. When he was 10 years old, his mother caught an eye infection, eventually leading to her death. His father was an honest gardener, but he was never one to care much for Ancia. And with the death of his mother, Ancia's father only grew more neglectful of Ancia. Eventually, Ancia stopped attending school, instead staying at his friend's house, roaming the streets and stealing his dinners from the shops. Hello! How's it going? What is the most important thing in the world? Friendship, was Ancia's answer. Then one time, an older friend of his said to him, "Dye your hair blonde like mine, and you'll look like a badass." Oh, you look like the baddest badass. And Ancia did as he said. The next day, the police suddenly arrested him and shouting, "We're gonna throw you into reform school, you damn brat." And Ancia had to spend 1 year in that reform school and thought he didn't understand what was happening. And although he didn't understand what was happening, when he asked around, he discovered that an elderly woman had her home broken into, and when the woman witnessed the crime, the culprit brutally assaulted her. And it was determined that the culprit was Ancia. That blonde brat, the one I'm sure of it, the woman angrily testified. And Ancia had fleeting suspicions. Could my friend have been the one who did it? But disgusted at himself for even having the thought he chased it out of his mind. 1 year later, at the age of 15, Ancia left the reform school. One year later, at the age of 15, Ancia left the reform school, his eye infected. Perhaps due to his refusal to plead guilty or the fact that he didn't speak up at all, the police had beaten him, leading to a lingering eye infection. When he returned to his hometown, a strange rumor had spread amongst his friends. Ancia caught his eye infection from his mother. Stay away from him, or you'll catch it too, went the rumor. Ancia finally realized the truth. That friend was the only person he'd spoken to about his mother's illness. When he was out of options, he pinned the blame on me. But the one frightened the most to the very core of his being by that rumor was Ancia himself. This was his fate. This was my fate. Soon this eye infection will kill me just like it killed my mum. Believing that to be the truth, Ancia had nowhere else to go. Left all alone, Ancia abandoned his life at age 15. At that time, while Ancia was digging through a restaurant's trash like a stray cat, a young man near his age happened to walk by. That man's name was Fugo. Fugo took Ancia into the restaurant and turning to his friend and the host, he shouted the following: I'd like to order this man some spaghetti if you don't mind." His friend at the table did not ask him any questions, nor even show the slightest sign of displeasure, simply taking the plate of spaghetti and offering it to the filthy urchin. After the meal, he held a taxi and took Ancia to the doctor. With proper nutrition over 3 weeks in the hospital, Ancia quickly recovered from his eye infection. As the man never spoke as the man never spoke, Nuntia decided to ask him first. Why would you do all this for someone like me? He did not answer Nuntia's questions. But instead spoke emotionlessly. If you'd like, I'll let you stay at my house for a while. But kids like you need to go home to their parents and go to school, understand? During his hospital stay, Nuntia slowly began to realize this man was a gangster and said, I don't want to go home. I'll do anything, just let me work for you. When he did, the man suddenly grew angry. Don't act like a spoiled brat. Saying that again, I'll beat the shit out of you. That's what I needed this whole entire time. That was painful. Nuntia returned home like the man told him to, and even began attending school. But he never opened himself up to his father again. He kept thinking about how that man was angry at him. Why did he get so angry all of a sudden? But that anger was not out of hatred or disgust or any contempt for him. It was unlike anger of the policeman or his father. There was nothing in it for him to be so angry at me. Thinking of that man's attitude brought out Nuntia's courage. Nuntia wanted to work for this man and his friend. Men should work for people like him, he began to think. And half a year later, unbeknownst to that man, Buttolatti, Nuntia went to meet with the Senor Gang Officer Polpo and pass a test. So this knife isn't big. I'm the one growing smaller because of that guy's stand. Does that mean he's shrunken himself down too and is now hiding somewhere? What do? I can't drive the car anymore, damn it. What am I supposed to do? The F is gonna wait until I'm too small to fight back before he attacks. Holy cow. Right. Oh right. It might be best to tell the others what's going on first. Let them know that something's going after the boss's daughter is looking for Bortolatti. So I'm gonna kill the effer, but even if I do it, I'll bet his friends are coming too. I'll use those to call a secret hideout. Authors know telefono means phone in Italian, but in this case it's a telefono a moneta, a payphone. Ow. What's wrong with that automatic door? This pole. It's sliding up. Shit, don't tell me. I'm actually shrinking pretty fast. And what's this M stand for? What does the one M mean? How many centimeters tall am I now? That door detects you by weight and I'm too light to open it. This is really bad. I've got to make the call quick. If I keep shrinking, I won't be able to use a telephone anymore. I've got to let the guys know. But if I can't even use the phone to call for help, hell yeah, it's open. What? It's closing already? Ugh. Now that you're didn't miss anything. Now that you're this small, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some effort just to make it. Now that you're this small, it's gonna take some effort just to make a call. And though you haven't noticed yet, you need a telephone card or change to use a public telephone. But everything on yours is shrinking too. But everything on yours shrinking too. Clothes and wallets included. Oh snap! Oh yeah! It just got real. It just got real. That's how you do it in JoJo. That's how you prove a person wrong. That's how you say no. We're not abiding by those rules. We're in JoJo. We do our own rules. That's how you do it. Goddamn Aerosmith being cool and everything. Ah, Christ, my throat's actually dying. I think it was actually best for me to actually kind of keep the stream to a minimum because I probably might have lost my voice. First, I'll make the call, then I'll find where the son of a bitch is hiding. Alright, so this is actually... Wait, so this is actually 4... Oh, Christ, this is 472 to 481. So how many pages is that? It's 94 pages! Damn, son! Alright, so I actually could, in theory, do that one. That's exactly 9 chapters. So what does that cover? That covers straight to The Man in the Mirror and Purple Haze. Ah. Granted then... Hold on, this actually might be a good idea. Okay, so it goes from 472 to 481, but it's the old scans though, is a problem. Which kind of sucks. Yeah, because it goes 482 to 490 afterwards. Yeah, that's what I just realised. It was the old scans. I was like, damn it! I thought, holy crap! I actually might have a whole entire 90 page thing. I can just read the whole entire thing up. Realised, oh, it's the old scans. Freaking hell, damn it. Alright, anyhow. Because we hit the end of what I was going to cover today. Let's actually talk about the actual things we've got so far. I can't speak now. Oh man. Okay. All right. Silly me. I thought, holy crap, I got some new stuff there, but I realised, oh, it's the old scans. Dang it. But anyhow, yeah. So the beginning of this arc, holy crap, is actually pretty good. I like how we're getting characterization in the beginning of this arc to actually give us a knowledge of these characters. Because one thing we haven't got thus far, is actual character. We haven't got actual characterization. We've got enough to actually keep going. But we've got characterization in the sense of backstory. We actually know who these characters are, where they came from, how they know each other, where they've gone forward, and where they are now. You actually just hit the end of it. That's the problem. We just hit the end. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's the kind of thing I like. We've got that now. Now we've got the backstory of where Nanancia came from, what really happened with him, and I think it's actually kind of neat. We actually know more about him as a person. We know how he works. We know how he actually met Fulgo and Bortolatti. We know everything like that now. And I think it's actually really freaking cool because, again, I quite like all the characters in this manga because they all pose something different to the gang. They all pose something new. They all pose something that actually is warranted there. And I think Nanancia's that kind of character as well. I actually quite like the characterization we're getting Bortolatti kind of without him kind of being a very prominent role in the chapter. I mean, we've got some more characterization of him within that chapter as well, how he actually kind of looked after Nanancia when he was in trouble. I thought it was actually kind of neat because we get to know more about him. Yes, we know a lot about him already. We know that he kind of acts like this. We actually kind of see it in action. It's actually kind of freaking neat because he's a cool character. I actually quite like Bortolatti. He's actually one of the best kind of introduction characters we've got thus far in JoJo as a whole. I quite like him. He's a pretty good Jobro. But yeah, I mean, even still, the new character we've got now, the new kind of stand user, which I'm kind of forgetting his name. Let's actually go back to part 1 quickly. Is it? I've got a basis of his knowledge of his name. But I want to quickly just make sure. Hold on, where are you? Where's your... Oh, Formaggio. That's it, Formaggio. Bruno's your adopted father, same people from the Fate. It's pretty, he is pretty much true. I would say, thus far, for me, he's the best character. I'd say. Because he's just so freaking cool. He's that kind of unintentionally cool. He's that kind of unintentionally cool character. You don't imagine him to be this cool, but once you actually realize he's this cool, you're like, holy freaking crap, he's pretty cool. I actually kind of like him because the first instance we saw him, he was kind of different, and I actually quite liked him for that reason. But actually, kind of get to know his character more now. You kind of see he's more than just the appearance that he has. He's actually kind of deep character. He has a lot going on behind closed doors. I agree. Aureo is pretty freaking cool as well. Every single character in his actual manga is freaking awesome, but I just think Bruno just does it. He has that kind of edge above everyone else, which kind of puts him at the forefront of all the characters thus far. And I quite like Fugo as well. I think he's pretty neat. But I love it's a I can't remember pronounce his name. Where are we? Formaggio. I like Formagio's stand. Because his actual stand's pretty cool, making everyone else shrink around him while he's actually in the pocket of the person. I thought, you know what? That's actually kind of neat. I thought it was actually kind of different because it's just as if he's torturing him, just being there. Like, he can't do anything, but he's just sitting there in the back going, ha ha ha, I'm just doing this all without you even realizing. It's so freaking cool. I love it. Like, I even love the Nunchia-san as well. I actually really think it's impressive right now. I think it's actually a lot better than I expected, because a lot of people said, oh, it's not that good, it's actually kind of a bit lackluster, but actually thus far, it's actually exceeded my expectations. It's actually freaking cool. It's actually really good. I think it's one of those ones that probably takes a while to get going, but once it gets going, it's actually pretty freaking neat. I mean, the pacing thus far, it hasn't once bored me to death. It hasn't once bored me to death. I mean, sometimes you get mangas that you're kind of like, just get on with the cool stuff. But this one's actually paced really freaking damn well. Every single character gets their characterization. Every single character, you know where they came from, where they are now, how they met each other, and what's really going down. But yeah, I mean, you actually get all that in the space of, I don't know, 30 chapters thus far. And I think it does everything it needs to really freaking damn well. And I actually kind of like it. I think it deserves more praise than it gets. Because right now, I think it's the lowest one out of all of them, I believe. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a really freaking good manga thus far. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I quite like the idea of how these stands are actually developing over time, because before they kind of posed the threat of, oh look, I'm strong, I actually can take you down. But now they kind of posing this idea that it kind of gets the idea that they're almost torturing the other person, and I think it's actually kind of neat because it adds another layer of edge to the actual. Well, I guess the wrong word of using that context is edge, because I don't mean the edge in the sense of, oh, it's edgelord material. I mean the edge in the sense it kind of makes them a little bit more than just a character that it got to kind of get past. They kind of have a lot more going on. They kind of are a bit deeper than they were before. I mean, yeah, that's what I kind of get as well. You can actually read a lot into the characters by just their interactions, because that's one of the stronger points of this manga thus far, is their interactions with each other. But yeah, the actual stand users who are the enemies actually have improved. I actually quite like Formaggio. I think he's actually really freaking cool, because he tortures the person, theoretically, when you think about it, because he's shrinking the person to a point where they can't do anything. They're just basically stuck. I think it's actually kind of cool. I think it's actually kind of different. It's actually posing a different threat, because literally he's taking out the person without even really kind of beating him to a pulp. If you get what I mean. Remember when JoJo's about gentlemen? I do remember that. God, those were the days. Those were the good old days. Feels like so long ago now. Now you're just up to the point of gangs, the Dwang gangs and everything else like that. But yeah, I mean, props. The actual stand users have got so much better. I actually quite like them. I think every single stand user that's actually Nothing must be rolling in his grave. He must be right now. Like, they just got so better and better as parts, and I just love them to bits now. I mean, I would say probably the weakest part for me still is part 3. That's probably the weakest part. I would say Giorno's a gentleman in his own way, because I do agree with that, because he did kind of descend a little tiny bit from Dio and Jonathan as well. So you kind of get that. I mean, because I still think we're on the actual kind of on the other kind of wavelength that Giorno is Dio's second degree child. I think the first degree father of Giorno is actually Jonathan Joestar, but Dio is technically his second degree son. If you get what I mean. They're both dads, technically. I don't know. I think this one is really good thus far. I think this one actually does a good job of what it needs to do. I think it's a nice kind of meld of all the good things that made part 1 to 3 good, and then also what made part 4 amazing. That's what I kind of like about it. It's kind of like a celebration of all those things. I kind of hark on about it a little bit too much, but that's what I kind of see of it. I think it's a nice celebration of all the different things that made the actual manga good in the beginning, but now it's all coming together into one part. which is actually kind of neat. And also, every single character is pretty freaking awesome as well. I actually quite like them all. I mean, Anuncia's actually awesome. I like Anuncia's backstory. I like where he came from, where he is now. I like how he's actually improved because of it. I like how Bucciolati's actually kind of impacted him in such a way as well. I think Bucciolati's kind of an amazing character. But anyhow, yeah. So, with all that said, I have indeed been a driver because I'm trying to keep this actual stream a little bit shorter because my throat is actually dying. So yes, if you have enjoyed this stream as a whole and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here and you want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub because indeed it does help me quite a bit. And the next one should be back on Wednesday. Sorry this one actually wasn't on Wednesday, it's because I actually passed out due to exhaustion on Wednesday. So I actually had no sleep, so I actually passed out and I didn't wake up for a long while. So that's probably what happened. I actually got distracted, playing, what was it called? Yakuza 0 and Resident Evil 7. So that's what happened. So anyway, until next time, which should probably be Wednesday. Christ, I can't say my words now. I shall see you guys then. Bye for now.